Yeah, fuck
I
it.
made
Hi.
my thing all pretty.
Everything is pretty good.
Admittedly,
Hi.
you have to like turn your head 90 degrees to read the current topic, but otherwise it looks pretty good if I do say
Wait,
so.
what? You did something different?
Yeah, I was working on the fucking thing. Like everyone was like, "Oh man, the thing looks shit."
Yeah,
so I fixed it.
I didn't say it looked for shit. Hey, Thor. I didn't say it looked
Yeah.
shit. I was just curious on how he work.
I don't know what you're talking about. Welcome to the Inconsolables, episode 255, the audio version of which is coming out on October the 12th.
Woo.
But of course, live on Twitch right here, right now, all that fun stuff. I am Andrew.
I'm Shame.
Mrs. Alante.
And it's been a week, hasn't it?
It has been a very interesting week.
Should we meditate before
we
do
1 week since I looked at you.
I think
we could do some.
Has it? Has it? Because it's like been like a day since I looked at you on GenerOZity. Thor says he can't hear us.
Ah, fuck balls.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh wait,
I unmuted you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We were muted.
Just tell them again. Just tell them again how much you enjoy. I don't know.
They had their chance. Ooh. They had their chance though. Anyway, no, GenerOZity is the thing. It's still going.
Maybe that's what we should do. We should only have like one. Everyone just does their own voice. Everybody has to listen to all the streams simultaneously to get the full picture.
Oh, that would be bad.
Seems legit.
That'd be
Seems
so
legit.
bad.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, GenerOZity was a thing.
It was very much a thing.
I mean, we all did. Sam, you did an unofficial segment.
I did. Yeah. That was cool.
So we did all technically do sections.
Yeah, we all did stuff to get the money for GenerOZity.
To get money for GenerOZity. So again, because we bring this up or barely whenever they have a event really, but GenerOZity is a guerrilla pop-up charity where this year they were raising money for cure cancer again, which is one of their favorite charities.
Fuck cancer.
So, fuck cancer, and apparently my bot is still trying to solicit donations for that. So go ahead if you want to donate for those who are live. Go ahead and hit the link and do that thing. You won't get to make me add something horrible to my cocktail because that part's over. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
That was a thing. Yeah, I did a cocktail segment. We made 3. Well, we ended up making 4 lovely drinks, and then 1 randomized behemoth of horror, which was aggressively awful.
Aggressively awful. I love that.
It was aggressively awful.
Sure.
It was.
I mean, we got a title for this week's podcast.
Great start.
It's just aggressively
The Inconsolables,
awful.
aggressively awful. There's a tagline for a show if I've ever heard one.
It's not a cool tagline.
Yeah, I know. It's a better tagline. Yeah, no, but that cocktail was partly randomized and then partly just stuff that people said put in, it's on the tables. Because I had a donation thing where it's every $25 I would roll on a random table for something that probably shouldn't be in a cocktail to add to it. But if someone put in 50, in one go, they would get to pick 2 off the tables rather than it being randomized. So a couple of people did that, and we ended up with bourbon, peanut butter, chili flakes, and I don't remember what the other one Paul made me put in.
Soy sauce?
I think I randomed the soy sauce. Because Aloe did the peanut butter and bourbon. Paul put chili flakes, and there was something else he actually specifically asked for.
Could work together.
On its own? Probably. Whole egg, that's it. Thanks, Aloe.
Whole egg.
Yeah, Paul put in the whole egg. I mean, a whole egg is a...
protein.
I mean, you can put a whole egg in a cocktail if you've ever had a flip before.
What other ones have it? I don't know.
There are plenty of ones that have just the egg white, but a flip will have the whole egg, like an eggnog-y kind of thing. But then the randomized, we had soy sauce, we had more chili flakes, we had, what else did we have? Campari, absinthe.
Absinthe!
I only put a spoon of the absinthe in, like usual as a modifier. We didn't end up with any of the juices. We had coffee, we had milk. The whole thing just kind of devolved into tasting like chili and soy sauce, though, which was the problem. Yeah. The strongest flavors win, and now we know that soy sauce and chili wins. But also, it was there was a second spoon of chili added along the way somewhere. So, I still have this miniature bottle of Bundy I'd bought specifically for it because I aggressively hate Bundy. And it was on the question mark, this shouldn't belong in any drink ever
Very
thing.
good.
And it didn't get used, so I still have it. Also, note that it's an underproof bottle of Bundy, because when I asked for the mini bottle at the thing, they grabbed it, and it's underproof. So they managed to take Bundy and make it worse, because you can't even get trashed off it. Underproof?
How
Come
am I
on.
supposed to be an alcoholic to this?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the thing. It was fun.
And
That drink
Sammy's,
wasn't, but the rest of the thing was fun.
Sammy's music stream was quite cool.
Yeah, that was super fun. I did.
You made music.
Yeah, so I did like a challenge thing where I muted the speakers and everything. I mean, I wasn't wearing headphones or anything, and I made music completely, just like, you know, based on music theory and like looking at the EQ and shit. And like it was pretty good. Like I like fixed it up a little bit, and I've got like a version on Twitter now. But it was still pretty good, all things considered. Mrs. L came in and fucking asked me to put like a cat piano on it, so
of course.
But yeah, it went pretty well. Yeah, I really like that. And thank you for the people who supported stuff.
And I did
you did magic, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a couple of plans, but my poor magic.
There's shenanigans going on in my chat. It's great.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had a couple of plans, but my time got changed to early morning, so I just played some Magic the Gathering. So that was fun.
I watched it and it scared me. I'm never playing Magic again.
Yeah.
You just did stuff and suddenly 30 cards appeared. I'm like, oh, I'm out. Nah. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I was playing my Scoot Swarm deck and created, I think in the end I had about 70 odd Scoot Swarms out. So that was fun.
Those are words.
Yeah.
I actually don't know. I honestly don't understand.
I wanted to, I had planned to do some drafting.
Yeah.
But I opened the segment and started talking about my friend and just burst into tears, and I was just like, we're just going to play some Magic.
Jeez.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah. You opened with tears, I closed with chilly tears. So we kind of bookended it nicely. And Paul did some Hunt Showdown this morning.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, he was going for like 3 and a bit hours or something.
Yeah, he got like 3.5 hours. It's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't have more than an hour though, because it's hard to do a cocktail show that's just about the drinks for more than an hour.
Yeah,
like I thought I was going to run out of time doing 3 drinks and talking about the tools, and then I had enough time to squeeze in a 4th, and that's on top of like the awful mixture things. So, I'm like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll just plan way too much, and that way I just make a cutoff when I run out of time or something. But
that's good.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
that's GenerOZity. It's going up and raising money for charity. By the time the pod's released, it will be finished. But I think there are about 18,000 at last view. So that's pretty amazing, considering we're only doing 3 days instead of the full week that they normally do.
They did say that they might keep going a day or 2 into the new week, but I don't know specifics if that's still going ahead or what. So I don't know. Regardless, that's a thing.
It is a thing.
Shall we hit some news?
Sure.
Yep. Sure.
All right, Sammy, you are leading 90% of the stories this week.
I mean, I spend way too much time on Feedly, going through shit. And I have to cut so much shit. There's so many tiny little bullshit stories I wanted to include. I
very much appreciate you doing that, because my brain was a jerk this week. So
yeah. Would you like to know about Eek 3 and shit?
What?
It's a horror indie thing. You should check it out. Except I hate how some of the trailers are so zoomed in that you can't actually read what the fucking title of the game is.
Oh, that's unhelpful.
But anyway, I digress. So the first story that I had is that there was some fucking cool shit happening with Xbox doing accessibility shit.
Yeah.
This has been a bit of a pattern for them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With the controller and everything.
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely been pushing the word out in that way, and I'm super excited about that. So available to the Xbox Accessibility Insiders League is the new tags that are going to be coming to the Xbox store thingy and probably also Game Pass, that are going to be a whole bunch of tags talking about what the actual accessibility options that are going to be available in the game are. So you don't have to, just like, potentially buy the game and then find out that you can't play it. So there are going to be 20 total that they're rolling out. So they have stuff like narrated game menus for people who can't see, so it'll be like options kind of thing. Subtitle options, and input remapping, and a whole bunch of other stuff like that.
So for people who have issues with reading.
Well, input remapping is rebinding keys
narrated.
and buttons.
Narrated game menus.
Well, yeah.
So there's going to be specific criteria that these games will actually have to get up to before they are eligible for these tags. For example, for subtitle options, you have to have specific size specifications for these subtitles, and they have to be resizable up to 200% for you to be able to have the subtitle option tag. In addition to this, late this month, Xbox is launching a free gaming accessibility course for developers.
That's awesome.
Kind of
I like that.
Attacking from both angles. So I'm very fucking excited about that. I think we need to do more with accessibility, and that's a thing that we can do.
Hopefully we can start to see some of the other big guns in the industry follow suit on this too. Like it's great that one of the bigger game companies are doing this. Some Microsoft doing that for Xbox. It'd be good to see like Sony and Nintendo start to add some of these kinds of things into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Xbox, as Mrs. L previously said, they've been doing fantastic shit for accessibility. Woo.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, they've started creating controllers and shit. Imagine if they start making other devices that could be used outside of it. Like, there's a huge hole in the market for accessibility devices, especially portable ones. The devices currently that people with, like, cerebral palsy and people who need talkers are so massive and so heavy, and they're thousands of dollars worth. It's ridiculous. So, go Microsoft!
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we need more shit like that. So, very good news. I got like a shit ton of like little quick news thingies. I have no idea where I ended up putting
all the small things.
The source thing that lets me skip to the next thingy. So I'll just like
must be chicken wings.
No, I don't know how to fucking do that. Anyway, moving on.
I left my sauce by the stairs.
Oh wait, there it is. Boop. Yay. Anyway. What are you fucking talking about? What are you children doing while I'm not paying attention? Okay. You're only half in frame. All right. Thanks, Mrs. L. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
I mean, that's the problem. I really love this aesthetic, but I really like to lean and just immediately out of frame. Goodbye. Anyway, lots of quick things that I just wanted to drop in. Epic Game Store is adding a feature next week.
Oh my god!
Is
what
it
could
a shopping
it be?
cart? Are you excited
I read
for
the article.
Shopping cart? It's not a shopping cart. It's achievements. They're adding achievements.
Oh, fuck off!
But they still have a shopping cart.
You double side it's a shopping cart in capital letters, and then you didn't read the article. No,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I'm just like I read the article. It's not a shopping.
Yeah,
cart.
the bullets go. It's a shopping cart. In brackets, you didn't read the article at all, did you? And under that, it's achievement. Because I was testing to see if you were checking.
And yeah, he tested you, and you failed.
Don't be mad at me. Be mad at Epic Games.
I am mad at Epic. I'm saying, why Epic? Why you do this? Why is achievement more important than make money?
Because people will, I don't know, brag about the achievements that they got, and they'll bring them to the platform. Maybe
Zach just got a computer, so maybe he's just gonna go straight to Epic Games to get all those achievos.
Yeah, Zach's
gonna
go Epic exclusive.
RGB'd out.
Yeah, it is.
He's a fucking hashtag gamer.
Yeah, welcome to the
become-
PC Master Race, Zach.
He's become one of us. One of us.
One of us. Let's join the cult.
Yeah. So we've seen kind of some demos. I should have put some of these together a little bit better.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
I didn't. But yeah, so we've got Steam Deck stuff. So Valve showed us a video showing kind of all the deets of what's inside the Steam Deck. And oh my god, you could totally mod it like this. And then they tell you, please don't.
Don't do that. I hate that they call it a Steam Deck because we already have a Stream Deck. It's one letter less.
Yeah, I get that. Also, I mean, what were they going to call it, though? Because it is a handheld Steam box. So, I mean, maybe not Deck.
It could have been Portable Steam.
They call it the Steam Boy.
The Steam Boy.
The Steam Boy. I wonder if Nintendo would have slapped them for the use of the word boy in a handheld
Valve
game.
X.
Wait, it's
Valve
Steam
X.
Boy. Wait, it's. Oh no! Wait, no.
Game
I'm
Boy.
thinking of the anime. There's an anime I think called Steam Boy.
Okay, but copyrights have context, so gaming context.
I mean, have you seen some of the bullshit they be slinging at the moment? King, we own, or we own the word candy. It's are you sure?
Look, I'm always going to be on the opposite side to King to anything they do. Partly because they're owned by Activision, partly because they're hacks who stole their literal biggest selling game from an indie dev. They literally stole their game. Anyway.
They're the monarchy. They're the bourgeoisie.
Eat the rich.
Yeah, and on a similar level, the CDPR did not shit themselves. I don't know what you children are on about. What are you children doing? Wait, where's my rule?
We're in a weird mood today, eh?
It's been a fucking weird weekend.
Yeah.
It's been a wild weekend.
Children.
And hey, tomorrow I get a modicum of freedom, just as a side note.
Okay, what?
I can leave the house again. Because they're ending the Sydney lockdown for double vax people. So, I get to throw axes tomorrow.
I still don't get to fucking do that.
I get to... Yeah, well, I mean, our premier wants us dead.
I mean, yeah.
This is why, but I still get to throw axes, so...
So that you can get closer to God or something.
Sounds about right for that guy.
Anyway. I thought that was funny, apparently.
I don't know how much of that's going through, but yeah. I can hear it over the headphones, so it's great. Anyways, Steam Deck. Yeah,
Steam Deck.
It's the same Steam Deck. So we're going to call this something different, colloquially, in the hopes that it gets changed?
No, because then people won't know what the hell we're talking about.
Aww.
And it's already in people's hands, so I don't know.
It was okay to call Google lazy.
And can you stop menacingly playing with that ruler? I don't need to be... I don't need to be spanked, Daddy.
The Steam Chonky. Anyway.
Steam Chonky.
Anyway. So Steam Deck, they
Steam
showed...
fingers.
What does that mean? Steamy hands.
Steam fingers.
Yeah, you've lost me.
Is that like
salad fingers?
You play with it with your fingers.
And it makes you
steamy.
And it's developed by Activision Blizzard. Moving on.
Oh god.
So The Witcher 3 was shown playing on it and seems to be playing okay.
Good.
I just thought I'd throw that out.
How old's The Witcher 3 now?
I don't fucking know.
I feel like it's
to have the family.
Okay, wait. Everybody guess. Everybody guess.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm looking away because I've opened it, but I haven't looked.
It's not
because I'm thinking it's old enough to not be a benchmark for can your computer do good things nowadays.
I reckon it's 2017.
I swear it would be 26. I want to say 2016 or something. Let's have a look.
I want to say May 2017.
You would be you got May correct. 2015 apparently.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah, there you go. 18th of May 2015. There you go.
All right.
We are good at this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. I still haven't finished it. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
Nah.
Windows 11 is a thing, even though people have caged you to update it. I've been seeing things like it's slowing shit down.
I mean,
it's always the way.
Fair.
Yeah.
Always.
A new Windows comes out and everyone's like, oh, I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna stay with what I've got. And then eventually everybody moves over anyway.
At some point, you're not going to have a choice,
Unfortunately.
but like you probably shouldn't jump across immediately because you've got to give them time to
Yeah.
iron out the bugs. The same thing with literally any video game nowadays, right?
Is it the free update or is it a paid?
I have no idea.
Because I think 10
Probably
was
I
a
honestly
free
don't
one.
know. 10 was a free one, depending on the version you had prior. I
Yeah.
think
Maybe I don't know.
All right.
it's Lee's saying it's free in chat. So.
Tell me about the Baldur's
That's cool.
Gate.
Yeah, apparently
Yes.
the next patch is going to be a big one. I don't know when it's coming, but I will say, like, I've been like watching all the, you know, Asterian romance scenes kind of shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just like
you're
he's
really
such a
keen
diva.
for an asexual. You're really keen on these sex scenes in this game.
I mean, I could be ace and like you know, play dating sims and shit. That's a thing that exists.
Just
Of
wants to
course.
see
Yeah.
how they implement it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still just gonna I'm keen for Baldur's Gate. I loved what I played of it. I'm gonna wait till the game's fully out.
It's supposed like they're saying it's supposed to
I'm
be
gonna get
fully
there.
out this year, right? I reckon it has to be next
No,
year. Come on.
2022.
They've
They
already announced
Yeah.
the pushback.
Early access in 2022. There's no first, second quarter. Or,
Yeah. They-
or
Sure.
whatever.
They already announced the pushback, and it's another prediction
Yeah.
that I got right. Anyway,
Yeah.
But did you see? Don't you see? You can hold your salami. You might not be able to do the sex
What?
scenes, but you
Oh
can
yeah, the
swing your
equipable
salami.
salami. Yeah, that's a thing that was
Yeah, you
apparently
can-
very important.
Yeah, you can dual wield salami. So if you need to get a handle on your meat, you can swing it around.
I'm just
I'm
just gonna
sure.
you just
What?
you just give me
Doppelganger.
like a hand signal when we're done, and I'll just like roll back into the chat.
I don't even.
And you children
I-
have finished.
I said I don't know what's going on. Let's move on. Tell us about this Netflix thing.
Yeah, Netflix got their first game studio. They got Night School Studios, who did Oxenfree and After.
Well, we
After
knew they
Party.
were going to do games, but
Yeah, well, I mean, this is like a
So they
you know,
just-
like a proper step.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So instead of creating their own studio, they just bought one. Like, yeah, we'll have this one now.
I mean, like, you know,
Microsoft and
welcome
Sony
to
have both been
capitalism.
doing that.
You know, EA fucking does that all the time.
EA does that and then shuts them down when they change everything the game's done.
God,
Yeah.
I'm fucking
All the big companies do
praying.
it.
I'm fucking praying that like
Who said the
3
same
years
time as
from
they do?
now, we're not talking about like, you know, oh, Hazelight are making like the new fucking Battlefield co-op or something. I would fucking cry. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, if nothing else, it shows that they're like fucking serious, and hopefully they're not just going to get, you know, Night School to make like, you know, more Stranger Things shit or whatever. But I guess that's no
who
guarantee.
knows? Yeah, you can't.
After
guarantee
Party
that.
wasn't too bad though, right? That was.
I haven't played After Party.
That's the one where you like
Oxenfree's
go
good.
on the killing spree.
Nope.
You try and get
That's
away
Party
with it.
Hard.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
After Party is like I haven't played it, but apparently it's like you and your
It
friend
has the
like
same aesthetic. Yeah. Go.
I don't know about that. But like you and your friend like go crazy and party and like die and go to hell and you've got to like outdrink Satan or something. Like that's what's going on in there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so this acquisition won't be affecting Oxenfree because like they're only kind of going to be, you know, working under Netflix after Oxenfree 2's out, I should say. Oxenfree 2. Not
Yep.
Oxenfree.
Okay.
That's already been out for a while. And Randy Pitchford is
played.
stepping down as the fucking software president for Gearbox.
Goodbye,
So,
Randy.
I'm just hoping that he doesn't
Fuck
fucking
off.
talk anymore, please.
Ever to anyone. No one should be subjected to that.
He's retiring his
Nope.
fucking mouth. He's such.
All right.
He's such a. I don't know. He's such an interesting
Creature.
boy. You know.
Interesting boy. Okay.
Who would have thought that a person that is a CEO does not have the kind of funds to buy 2 USB drives, so they can, you know, kind of partition off like the work stuff and the squirt porn stuff.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Excuse.
You don't
You
remember
know
that
about
story
that?
about Randy?
So
A
Randy.
squirt porn?
So
Yeah.
So
Here we
one of
go.
the things that was going on in one of the court cases that he's involved in, because he's involved in court cases, because that's what happens when you like punch and push and stuff with people. I don't know why Shay finds descriptions of assault amusing.
I assume she's playing League of Legends or Final Fantasy right now.
Sure, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did a bunch of like that kind of stuff. Also, he's an aggressive liar. And at one point, a person, presumably a janitor at Medieval Times, a medieval themed restaurant, found a USB drive which contained very important, sensitive, confidential documents relating to Gearbox, and also magical squirt girl porn. And we know it's magical. This is not me editorializing. This is the opinion of Mr. Randy Pitchford, that this woman of which was squirting of such a volume that truly it was magical. So, you know, that's straight from the horse's mouth on that one.
Wow.
That's a literal thing. You can literally Google that shit. Like, I'm not even fucking
that's
around.
that's actually a thing.
It's tragic, the fact that I'm not even joking on any fucking level. That man is
that is actually all
crazy
true.
Person. He's a fucking crazy person.
Yes.
I mean, no kink shaming, but still.
But it came out. He left it on a USB alongside work stuff. That's a kind of like,
So
maybe
like
you think someone who's at the top of a company should be at least a bit smarter.
Yeah, like 2 bits of advice that I have from that information. Firstly, is don't leave, you know, like sensitive stuff just like in some random fucking medieval themed restaurant. And secondly, which is my previous advice, if you're the CEO of a company, you can probably afford to have a USB for confidential work documents and a USB for magical girl squirt porn. I also don't know why I'd have it on a USB. Like, unless
that's what the internet's for.
Yeah, like the internet, you have, you know, like nested folders upon nested folders.
Maybe his internet's bad at home. Who knows?
If only he could afford good internet.
Lee has asked a question. Wasn't the rumor at first that it was child porn as well? Which I honestly don't have an answer for.
I don't know. Either way. Not great. I mean, I should say that it's more terrible, but it's still
I don't know if that was.
I'm not gonna go dumpster diving into that.
We don't need to go any further than that. Let's get into the naughty corner.
All right.
Fuck you, Twitch.
Lol, Twitch.
This is amazing.
That's all it is. In the two words.
Amazing.
2 words. Lol, Twitch. So someone leaked the entirety of Twitch.
This is
source code, streamer revenue, a bunch of peripheral tools and data on 4chan.
So like
there's just a folder that you can download and you now have the code for the website of Twitch, including their Git history all the way back to when it was like Justin TV.
This isn't like shitting the bed. This is like shitting the entire house. Like this is unfathomable to me.
So do you think this happened around the same time that Facebook went down? Do you think Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch all got hit, but Twitch didn't go down? They just swiped all of the data?
From what I understand on Facebook's case, it was that was like a DNS issue.
Yeah.
But
they were still locked out.
Yeah, but that's like a DNS issue where it's like they couldn't reach the website and they got locked out of their building, etc., etc.
Okay.
I can't remember what DNS stands for, but it's basically how you get from a website that is nice in words to what a computer understands. So like Amazon.com into the numbers.
Into the binary and shit.
Yeah, it's like a redirectory servicey thing. It's like how it handles that kind of stuff. Anyways, so yeah, the Twitch one, I mean, Lee's put it in a funny way. Twitch goes involuntarily open source.
Yeah.
That's basically it, right? But it's not just the code that got leaked. It is the streamer revenue for like last year or year before got leaked. So you can go grab this thing and see how much people got paid.
Yeah.
And can I add how much people did not get paid?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I love people being like ragey about, oh, why is this person earning so much? But then
no, there's proof that they're not earning anything.
Yeah, the top 10%, and then you look at everyone else and like, wow, they stream like fucking every day and they make nothing.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, someone's gonna find out that I made $100 off Twitch every couple of months.
It's
like,
the fucking Hassan Anabi thing, right? Again, of just I can't believe you bought a house when you're a socialist and you were lying about all the money that you made, and he has a public sub thing, and you can just like go, okay, that times by 2.5, and you can
just see it.
Like,
and,
what the fuck?
And I 100% with Lee. It was my next point that was going to put up how many women with boobs out are in that top earning category.
They've all moved to Chatterbait.
Not really. Oh, very good.
No,
I can't believe there are all these awful gamers ruining our nice, wholesome
porn service.
Yeah, fuck you all.
And anyway, so that's the thing that got there. So streamer revenue got leaked, the actual code, which has some interesting implications, some people noticing about some features there. We'll come back to that one in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The existence of a Steam competitor called Vapor,
very good.
Because they couldn't come up with a name.
I get it. It's a gas.
It's so stupid. So dumb.
It's
how
noble of them.
More stuff. So things like internal red teaming tools, like designed to improve security. A bunch of other stuff kind of connected to it. It's all kind of fun.
That is really bad.
yeah. Well, here's a fun one, because the source code's been leaked, right? If someone were, say, developing a competitor to Twitch and hadn't added Twitch's features, now they have the code for all of Twitch's features.
Whoops.
Anyway, that was one of the things I was about to bring up. So there's a do not ban list, as Lee has mentioned in chat. Like, you know, it's actually got these people are immune to being banned on Twitch.
Sure. Yeah, I think
and reasons for it.
Yeah, there are reasons behind it, and some of them, when I looked into it, looked a little legit. Like, there's one that had like an underage person on, and they were on the do not ban list in case people report for an underage streamer, because it has been cleared and approved and stuff. So there were some exceptions to what you expect this to be very negative about.
But then there were also a bunch that are exactly what you expect. Yeah, like Tyler 1 was on the do not ban list, and he's a little toxic shit from everything. Everything I've seen of him has been completely out of context, and I don't think context would solve it. Nope. He's just a short, angry League player. So, yeah, that's
it brings him too much money.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's part of his brand.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of the other one was, you know, the golden kappa feature. Sorry, Sam, but you know the golden kappa feature?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's like, I mean, I don't know anything that, you know, infers it being
golden kappa.
Like, the idea is that it's quote unquote randomized, that like your kappa emote would turn gold as for a day, and it's like a rare, super rare thing you can have.
Great.
Turns out
I'm fucking
and it's supposed
right now at the possibility.
Yeah.
Like,
anyway, it was supposedly randomized. No, they've got a list of moderators who can just pick who gets them for the day.
Oh.
So it's just like, you know, they've been saying for ages, oh yeah, no, it's completely randomized.
So this
they have a list
communism.
Of people. It's all that kind of all those kind of little shady bits you can kind of pull out of their code. So.
But I mean, what was the one we had? We had Mixer, and that was similar to Twitch enough, and that failed.
Yeah.
Like, do we actually think more services like Twitch are going to pop up and be able to succeed? Like, yes, it's gone open source, and yes, people have the opportunity to use it, but will it happen?
Probably not.
Who knows?
I'm guessing
if you've got enough backing.
I mean, Twitch is being propped up by Amazon, so that's kind of why it's doing quote unquote so well, right?
Facebook
you know,
gaming is taking off.
I mean, I think Facebook gaming had lots of numbers, but also when I'm scrolling through Facebook, it puts Facebook gaming stuff in my feed, which means it pads their numbers because it's like, oh, I looked at it for like a second because it was there, not because I wanted to go to it.
Well, I mean, like one of the things. And great, I can also call back to the thing that I wanted to talk about 10 minutes ago. But one of the things that like has been pointed out is that if any of these competitors wanted to give like an offer to like one of these big creators. Now they actually have a solid idea of the kind of money that they're bringing in. So it's not going to be, this ninja thing where it's just like, we're going to give you $6 million or something. Like it will be like a bit more actually like getting a good price. So like, it's like, a bit more information to you.
Here's what you're being paid now.
Yeah.
We'll just go a little bit above that.
The other thing also to note from like a while ago is that, yes, like everybody can now see Twitch's code, but it also kind of means now that potentially Twitch can go, oh, you copied our code from this leak, we're going to like sue you or something. So there might even be like more danger for your competitors to, avoid, potentially being in the crosshairs on that. So,
well, it depends if the code is trademarked or copyright or whatever the fuck.
I mean,
because once it's on the internet,
copyright is implicit.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But also, how do you prove that my code is what came from the Twitch leak, right?
Exactly.
It's like, oh, my code isn't the same as the Twitch leak. It may have been, the feature might have been inspired. I may have gotten ideas on how to implement it, but I wrote the code still.
I mean, if you got fancy enough lawyers.
And that's something that Amazon has in abundance.
Words.
Anyway. Zeph is asking who handles the government servers, Google or Amazon, and I don't have an answer for that. Where the government stuff posted. I know that my company hosts most of their stuff on Amazon. It's because they have good servers. So.
Yeah. What's everyone's thoughts on the fact that like the hackers are seemingly, saying, oh, this is part of Do Better Twitch, this is a protest thingy. Like,
sure, whatever.
What's the vibe check on that?
Sure.
Because we want Twitch to do better, but I also don't think leaking people's passwords potentially is like necessarily the best way to do it.
No.
Yeah, I feel like they're just kind of co-opting it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the leakers also said this is only part 1 of the stuff they've got.
Yes.
So there could be more to come. But anyway, if you have a Twitch account, and I mean, if you're watching this live, you have a Twitch account, change your passwords, relink your 2-factor, all that kind of stuff. Worse things can happen. Apparently, the passwords have been encrypted, but like, I wouldn't trust that. Go change your shit.
Everyone's stream codes.
They did a forced reset on everyone's stream keys, so that's a thing at least.
Yeah, that was cool to find out. Like, after
right before doing the stream.
Yeah. After my stream was it's already supposed to have started. Yeah. So Sony's doing demos, which is cool, but they're kind of also like doing it in a shitty way that I hate. So the way that it works is that when you hit download, the timer starts. So like, for example, on fucking Death Stranding, you have a 6-hour demo. That may also include like 2 or 3 hours of downloading.
So in Australia, your demo is the download experience.
5 minutes long.
And it's just the download experience.
It sucks, and
so it includes the download time. But wait, so if I hit download and it takes, say for argument's sake, I had Herbo internet for whatever reason, right? And it took me 30 minutes to download. If I don't launch the game, do I still have 5.5 hours?
No,
or is it I only have the 6 hours from when I hit the download button as a clock timer?
Yeah, so I think the logic is like, if you have like a 6-hour demo and you started at like 12, then you have until 6 to play it.
That's even worse.
I mean, yeah, it's bad.
It's easy. Like, I've played so many demos where you've got like 6 hours of game time, and it goes from when you press play to when you close to when you press play to when you press close.
Yeah,
and it times how long you're in the actual game.
Yeah.
Sony, why?
Yeah. I mean, they sort of tried.
They
sort of tried, but they mainly didn't. And also, this is like not just like, oh, gee willikers, what an awkward bug. Like, they literally like said in the press thing, like, this is how it's happening. So hopefully they see the fucking feedback and change their mind, because especially for people with shitty internet, hint, hint, not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Sony don't have good download servers, so even if you have good internet, you might be stuck for a while.
Whoops.
GG.
It heard itself in confusion.
Yeah. All right.
And I just wanted to do like a little bit of a fuck Konami little section.
Ooh.
Yay!
Fuck Konami.
Fuck
Konami.
Now I'm gonna have to fucking make music.
Now, yeah, it's like no sense in the theme.
So fun fact,
It
I was
worked.
gonna put like a gameplay thing of me playing eFootball on the Patreon, but then I played it and it was too boring.
Wow.
It was
so surprised.
Just play
Well,
Behold the
no,
Kickman
I
and
was-
then
I
tell
was-
them it's eFootball.
I was expecting to, like be like, vomiting like throughout the play session, but it was very bad like for a little bit, and then it was just boring. But also the controls. Well, the thing is, it's hard to tell like how bad the controls are, but I will also say I was playing this game for like 5 minutes and I scored an own goal somehow, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that even happened. I was trying to pass.
Whoopsie!
I was running, like they were shooting towards the goal, so I was like, I'm gonna pass it to someone, and they were like, oh, the game was like, I know exactly who to pass it to, the goalkeeper. I wonder how that could have any kind of issues. Fucking AI, bunch of idiots.
Sports ball.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I mean, like, fucking Google any of this shit. Like, fucking look at the image that I have in the thingy. Like,
Yep.
it does not look like a fucking good game. It's not an aesthetic. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, like, there were like little funny things that I had playing it. Like, I remember, they did the national anthems, and I think because they were trying to like save on like sound files or something, instead of saying "and now the other national anthem," they literally had "and now the response," and I'm just like, did they literally just take something? Did they take a line of commentary from the fucking game and just try and reinterpret it as like, oh yeah, it's the national anthem. How are they going to respond to this one with their national anthems? Like, okay. Yeah, I mean, these motherfuckers are like straight inside, like that, there's no countries, international countries. They're all just living in this nice remote village in the uncanny valley. They're just I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like terrible. It's just like, it's when you consider that FIFA still exists, like, why the fuck would someone play this other than the fact that it's free? But if you want to spend money on it, they have fucking loot box pre-orders. These motherfuckers right here.
Pre-orders?
They've got pre-orders. You can spend like $50 fucking on loot boxes that aren't out yet. It's fucking embarrassing.
How?
Because
what's
we want
in it?
Fucking
Footballers?
money. Yeah, presumably.
Skins? Balls?
I mean,
balls.
yeah.
Balls,
There's probably skins and balls and organs and distended bones and stuff that they use to like construct these footballers into these
the remains of Metal Gear Solid
abominations that they are. Yeah. Also, the crowds are just straight out of PS1 shit. Like it's hilarious. This is very much a game that they don't want you looking closely at any of the faces because I mean, like, it's not like I could fucking animate characters well or anything, but it's just like everything's a little bit off. So like if they were to say like me or something, they wouldn't say like me. They'd say like me. Like the fucking lips would go internal and just curl in. Lots of kind of thing. They look like they're screaming and shit.
That's so good.
And also, Konami has a contest to make games based on their IP. But for real, fucking like Google eFootball 2022, and you can just find like lots of hilarious shit. I'm personally convinced that
the new meme game.
Yeah, I'm kind of like they called it eFootball.
Is it the Daikatana?
Either because they wanted to be like, well, technically now we're an esport, or
oh my god, that was awful.
Or because they now that they've completely flubbed, next year we're gonna have fucking PES 2023. Just like whoops.
just go back to the old.
Will next year be eFootball?
It's great that fucking Konami have are doing the best to achieve true production. What?
Fucking hell, Miss Cell.
Children.
I'd have expected that from Guilty, not you. Jeez.
They're gonna achieve perfection one of these days by just
They're pretty
completely
close.
harpooning everything.
They're pretty close.
Yeah,
Sure. Okay.
I just find it impressive because, like, all you have to do is just not fuck it up.
Konami don't
you know.
make games anymore. We know this. They gave up after they made that unicorn zombie Metal Gear spin-off.
Fucking Christ.
Actually, no, I think there were a couple of games they did after that weren't any better.
They did Contra Rogue Core, which was on like a couple of worst game of the year lists.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
and of course pachinko machines.
I mean, like, they seem functional at least, and like somebody probably wants to
It's
play
hard to
them.
make a pachinko machine non-functional though, because if it's
Yes.
non-functional, then like it's a
Then
little
how do we
gambling
get
machine.
Money.
Exactly.
I wonder if
How do we
anybody
get
actually used them.
money? Oh, pachinko is
when-
so loud.
It's huge. But when I was over in Japan last time, I was looking for the Silent Hill one because they had been talked about shortly before I went over there. Couldn't find it, unfortunately. But
We played.
I wanted to hit the level. Damn it!
Yeah, we found a pachinko area, and as soon as you open the door, it is just like they're metal balls and hundreds and hundreds of metal balls tinkling around. It was deafening. I could barely hear. Like, we could barely talk to each other.
And it's slot machine noises plus that. So
Well, that's the good thing. It's a lot of flashing lights and
Slot
loud
machines
noising.
are pleasant. Pachinko
They're
machine,
not.
no pleasant.
But the good thing though is there's so much light and sound going on, and you can't like hear or perceive anything. So you don't have to worry about like bad textures or anything.
Yeah.
yes,
we-
that's
we,
true.
um,
They
Because people are going to be busy having
they
epilepsy.
just do the whole goggles do nothing situation.
Yeah.
Let's attack you with lights.
Except earmuffs do nothing.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Probably. I didn't see
The
any.
face cage. does
I'm pretty
not
sure we
remember.
got an Evangelion one. And we were trying to
I
ask
mean,
Oh, I've played
in our
Evangelion.
very broken Japanese assistant how to play, and we could barely
Nani?
hear each other. It was, it was a thing.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, moving along. Did we want to take a break before we get into what we played,
Yeah,
or did we
we'll
just
take a
want to jump
So
on
the
it? All
battery
right.
doesn't
I'm back.
burn, and I'll be back in a set.
All right. So we won't even go to back. Sam has burrito. Mrs. L has
has burrito.
something.
It's very greasy.
Donuts?
And it's all very stuck. It's way
Is that
more
donut?
stuck to this thing than it's supposed to be.
I put,
This is not how it's supposed to work.
Uh,
It's not supposed to be attached like that. I guess
See,
that
my
means
trick-
the
that's
cheese is
solid
melty.
goof.
So, Andrew,
Solid
just
goof.
block your ears, because I know you can't have donuts, and I'm sorry. But these are $2
Okay.
Woolies donuts, and I put them in the toaster. And so
Okay.
they get all
Oh,
nice
Jesus.
and toasty and warm, and the sugar caramelizes, so they're super crunch.
Ah,
That sounds awesome.
I'm just eating foil now, guys. That's what happens when you're in lockdown for as long as I've been.
Yeah. Just
I don't actually wanna-
eating. You're eating your tinfoil hat, man.
Mm,
They say, "I'll eat my hat if this happens." You're literally doing that.
yes.
I mean, I'm having my dinner of Kraken and Coke.
Eh,
No, I'm gonna be lazy and order in once we're done.
thank God, you're going to fucking throw it.
I do still have that underproof. I still have that underproof Bundy though.
You're
Third-
hydrating Bundaberg rum.
A hydrating Bundaberg rum. It's not even a glass bottle. It's a plastic bottle.
How much percent alcohol is it?
37.
This is like fucking. Like
I mean, considering it's meant to be
fruit.
the straight spirit, 37. I mean, that is underproof. It's not by much though, because you normally go for like 40, 42, I think. So, like, it is underproof, but it's not as underproof as you'd expect. It's what you'd call why bother,
Right.
which is a great alternate name for Bundy anyway. So,
All right. We've
this bottle's going to live on my desk until I can see
I've
Magic Man
unpeeled.
again, and he's going to get this bottle.
I've unpeeled.
Fun. All right, shall we talk? Let's talk about Vigimo games then. We played video games.
graciously unpeeled his burrito. Licked his lips and
Ungraciously.
took a deep, long bite.
And you don't want to do that fucking horoscope shit? Fuck off. Come on. Let's do this. Let's ruin horoscopes for everyone together.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying, Andrew, before I rudely interrupted.
Something video game, something we all played at least a Steam Next demo.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
I don't know.
Sure.
We all live in video gameville, house timeville place. I don't. Words.
You're good at this. Anyway.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, if you go play...
I know you two discussed a couple of those things last week. I only played one Steam Next demo. I did play I played a demo that wasn't Steam Next, and we'll get to that later, but I only played one demo from Steam Next.
Well, I played that one. Into the Pit.
Yeah, I played Into the Pit.
It's good. It's good.
Get
I
into
like
the pit.
So Into the Pit was one that Sam linked in the Discord and immediately tagged me going, this is a you game. This is a you kind of game.
It's one that we'd already discussed and you were excited about.
Well, yeah, but it brought to my attention.
Sure.
Like before the demo, like when we had first discussed it, it was because you had shown me it and I've gone, this is probably a you game. I watched the trailer and gone, yes, it is.
This is true.
And the thing is, that trailer just made it look like it's a lo-fi, old-school Doom-type first-person shooter, except you're a wizard. And then I played the demo.
It's also a roguelike.
Yeah, I played a demo, and it turns out to be a roguelike. And oh my god, it's even better.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know.
It's like more me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, for me, I think it's, I mean, I'll straight up say it's fucking good. I don't know if I'm going to like play it, though, because I'm not sure if it's really going to hold my attention.
Yeah, like I did have some... My main issue with it, well, I think it was more of an issue with me than with the game, right? Because when I was first playing it, I'm like, okay, everything is moving super fast, everything is crazy, what is going on? I'm feeling a little ill. Part of it was I had to mess with the FOV, of course, because big monitor. But the other one was, because I've been playing so much Final Fantasy XIV, going from an MMO to a fast-paced first-person shooter is fucking whiplash. And that was the problem, right? It's just I hadn't played anything super fast-paced in a while, so it's just gone into that, and it's just like, oh god, what am I doing? What is happening? After a bit, you know, I got back into it properly. The idea is, when you start a run in this, you're going to pick a spell for your left hand and a spell for your right hand, and they are randomized.
And like a body thing.
And like a defensive spell. Like a defensive... I say spell, it's like a passive power, I guess. And then every time you go complete a floor, like for each floor, you've got to complete 4 little segments. Each segment has kind of 2 options, whether it's like a chamber of like what kind of loot you're going to get from that particular chamber. Kill the demons in it, blow up their altars so that the demons can't come back, and that ends up, like, once you've blown up all the altars, that's it. That section's done, you get yeeted out, you get a random selection of powers presented to you, like upgrades, grab them, go again. And it seems like your path to more permanent upgrades is predicated on rescuing villages, because all of this is happening, like, under a village, and the villagers have gone missing in the pit, literally in Demonville. So it's like, you know, bad stuff is happening under the village, kind of like Diablo 1. But you don't get loot or anything like that. It's all roguelike and stuff. Rescue villagers, unlock new features, get upgrades, that kind of thing. I only played it for an hour and a half and resolved to buy it once it's out. It's out in like a week and a half. It's like the 19th, I think.
I think... Let me check this because I don't want to get you too excited.
Being delayed?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying something else related to the thing, and it's coming to Game Pass, so don't you worry.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Well, in part because I just typed in Into the Pit Game Pass. I don't know why I put game twice. But yeah, I seem to recall like the first time I saw it, I think it might have been like on an Xbox thing. So yeah, it was just
that's cool. It the thing is, some games do leave Game Pass, so it might be one that I'd like to see if it's going to be like a perma Game Pass or something.
Anyway. Yeah, well,
if it's not a perma Game Pass, then it will still be worth it to me to buy, so I don't lose saves and stuff. So
yeah, so it's coming to Game Pass October 19th. So in a week and a bit.
9 days.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It comes out on the 19th. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I
so
think it
I
was-
really enjoyed what I played of it.
I think it was part of the humble, like all the humble games that were coming to Game Pass. I think.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's the
Yeah.
only Steam Next demo I actually played. So
I
you two can
played
go
a
on
lot.
about.
Did you play any other ones, Mrs. L?
Well, last week I talked about Space Lines from the Far Out, which was that cool little multiplayer game that I was playing with my son, and I had like that. What did I call it? Retro modernism, like what the people in the '60s thought modern would look like
The Jetsons shit.
Yeah. So I actually played more of this, and I love it even more. And Andrew, it's a roguelike.
Good. Damn
Yeah,
it.
but is it a roguelike management or is it a?
It's a management. So you're on a spaceship and you've got to manage driving, navigating, answering calls, picking things up, and keeping your guests entertained by either dancing at the beginning or giving them food.
Is it like a social roguelike?
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's a multiplayer game, so you have to have. You can try and do it on your own, I guess, but you have to have people to play with you, and you can have couch co-op, which is what we did with the controllers and keyboard. I think it's gonna have remote play. See how that works. Yeah, it does have remote play together.
I mean, I've done some remote play together in the past, and it's been pretty solid. I tried it with Cuphead with Paul, of all the bloody games, Cuphead, and it worked pretty solidly. So we figured we'd put it through its paces, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
right.
so I just thought it was the demo, but as we played more of it, like my son and I played, 3 odd hours of this. You have to get your spacecraft from one space station to another, and in between there's like little stops along the way, and as you go along the line it gets progressively harder and more difficult, and if you die you start at the beginning, but you keep everything that you've bought. So that's like, that was my click of, it's a roguelike. So yeah, I really recommend it. I can't wait for it to come out because I think it's going to be a really fun game to play. I hope it comes out on Game Pass. I have no idea. Otherwise, buy it.
Tell you what, it doesn't sound 100% my thing outside of the roguelite elements because of that. But when you get it, we'll do the remote play together and see how that goes.
It's fun. And so I downloaded, how many did I download? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I downloaded seven demos, and I was trying to get like a top 3 or something.
Okay.
Zoetti is like a deck building strategy game, which I was really interested in. Roguelike in the fact that you collect cards for your deck. Couldn't play it. No widescreen support. I couldn't even get to the menu to say put it in window mode. So I couldn't play it.
So I'd say at this point, widescreen support would have to be standard, right? Like that seems like a game-breaking.
The menu to start
feature
and settings was off the screen. I couldn't touch it. I had to Alt F4 to exit the game.
I'd understand maybe not having it 5-6 years ago, but at this point, like everyone's got a widescreen now. And
I tried even opening it on my second screen, but I couldn't get it to recognize that as the main. And I was like, it's too hard.
No,
I don't care that much. Space Betrayers I got, which is supposed to be another multiplayer, like social deduction kind of indie game, which looked really interesting because it had a card-based element, which I like card games.
Oh, okay.
And my kids like Among Us, which is like that social deduction type thing. And it's supposed to be this whole...
What is it? I don't know if I've heard of that one.
Space Betrayers. Anyway,
I was joking about Among Us, but sure.
They took the demo off, so before I could even play it, the demo's gone, and I couldn't play it on my own. You have to have a group of people to play it. So
so that one also loses by default.
Yeah,
we're not having much luck here, are we?
Yeah, and then I did try playing Apico because Sammy was like, "Oh my god, bees and everything." It was cute.
And it was a good game.
I don't
Thank
care.
you. I agree.
I'm sitting here chopping a tree. I don't care.
Mm.
Not saying that's not going to be a good game. It had a lot of B facts. It's up there with the B movie.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great game for people who like it, but
there was going to be a joke there, but sure.
No, there's no like.
It's a bit of a B game.
They put in a heap of
It sure be a game.
Don't like talking about how important bees are and everything, which I love, and I love the bees, and I do what I can to protect bees. I donate to bee causes. But
that's a thing.
I loaded it up twice, and I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. And then that's my foray into it. The other ones I've mentioned. So the only two that I got out of my demos was Space Lines from the Far Out and the Startup Panic, and the rest either didn't work or just didn't catch me.
I played I played quite a bit, but I got to the point where on Thursday I was like, I have another day, but I don't want to fucking play any more things. I want to just play something consistent. So the ones that I kind of like the most, I kind of like Into the Pit. I really liked What Lies in the Multiverse. It's it's kind of just a puzzly platformer where you're kind of swapping between universes. But I like the storytelling. It's kind of dumb and nerdy and as over the top foppish character. He's kind of like I'm going to have to deal with all this bullshit in the multiverse because of your bullshit. Which was fun. There was another one called Mirror Layers, which is an escape room game, and also there was another escape room game that I think was co-op that we need to play at some point. I think it was Escape Simulator. I didn't play a demo of it though. But Mirror Layers was cool. It has this interesting mechanic. I've seen it in a couple of other puzzle ones, where they will have an in-game social network, so you can talk about and give hints to each other. Even though one thing that mildly annoyed me was there was one puzzle at the end where it was you have to find all the music sheets, and everyone was handing them out to each other, and I was just like, I don't want to do that. That's cheating. And then I came to realize a long time after that, literally that's the only way they can solve it, because it's one of those things of no, in a good-ish way, in the sense that it's kind of one of those things where it's there are 5 puzzle pieces, everybody gets a unique puzzle piece, so you kind of have to collaborate in that sense. But it was annoying because I didn't know that, so
yeah, that's fair.
But I thought it was kind of cool. They had weird mechanics that have stuff where it's really good, because I like puzzle games that let you take notes, and this is one where you can pop out a notepad and draw and shit with a multicolored pen, but then you can also go to, there's a computer, and because it's slightly horror themed, you can put a note on a plate in front of a mirror, and it will get transferred to the PC. And you can also take notes out of the computer by grabbing them from the other side of the mirror. So, and you can then, if you've made notes on the thing and you're like, oh man, this is all chicken scratch, I want to type this out. You can just have the image of the note that you made and just type it out. It's just it's one of those things where it's just it's very well designed to just be able to solve shit however you want to, and not have to have notes all over your desk, as much as I love having notes all over the desk.
Yeah, so I probably have notes all over my desk anyway, so
yeah.
And
I currently have notes all over my desk for no reason.
I currently have shit all over my desk.
Cluttered disk is a cluttered mind. I mean, I prefer that than an empty mind.
If the cluttered desk is a cluttered mind, I mean, that's accurate, I guess, looking at my desk. I once won a Bermuda Triangle Award from work for having the messiest desk. There's a tangent thing.
And finally, one of the other games that I really liked And it's great because the joke writes itself, because it's one that I think that me and Andrew will relate a lot to, and Mrs. Lalante will probably relate half to, which is a game. It's like a physics puzzler, kind of akin to Octodad and that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
Called Exhausted Man. Yeah,
I did see that crop up on like my TikTok or something. I'm just like, I need this.
Yeah. Basically the whole idea is like, I don't want to get up, so like if you want to move around, you kind of just like scooch yourself and then just, you know, kind of snake along the ground, but you also then like snake along like the walls and shit, and you can grab stuff, and you've got like little tasks that you have to do. And the better that you, like, the quicker that you do it, the more sleep you get, and that kind of helps in a way. I don't know, but yeah, it was dumb and fun. And
when does sleep ever fucking help?
I mean, when you have a holiday long enough that you can catch up on sleep, and then you're nice and raring to go just in time to return back to work. And
yeah, I had like one night of like good sleep like recently, and it was literally just like, I didn't like look at my phone before bed. It's just like, it was such a tiny thing, but it actually did help. But it's just like, and now I haven't succeeded at doing it at all since. God damn it. Anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So.
Right.
I think I had you next and thing, because also I don't know if Mrs. L played anything else.
Any other stream next games? No,
I meant anything else.
Oh yeah.
We don't have art for it.
That's okay. Andrew, take it away. What is this Final Fantasy shit?
I'm here to kill chaos. That's literally what this is. So, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin got announced. When did it get? Was it E3? I think it was E3.
Yeah.
With a very meme-worthy trailer where chaos. Basically the meme was he's constantly saying, "I'm here to kill chaos. We're here to kill chaos. It's not a want. It's a burning need. I have to do this."
Yeah,
kind of thing. And the guy's kind of very the guy's very edgelordy, and they released a demo. They released a demo on PS5 at the time, and I played it and had a lot of fun with it. And now they've released a second trailer and a second demo.
Oh. Is that for TGS?
I would assume so, yes. Now, that said, the demo is timed in terms of download. I don't know if you can still get it. I downloaded it like a week ago and played it today.
Timed in terms of when you can
timed
download
in terms of when you can get it. It's not limited for
not the
playing
Sony one, yeah.
No. It is, however, on PS5. Like, I think it's PS5 only for the demo.
Yeah.
So I played it. And the thing is, I've had it described to me as Dark Souls Final Fantasy shenanigans. I played it. It's not Dark Souls.
Rip.
It's weird. Anytime, and that's the thing. As much as I love Dark Souls, nowadays,
is a hard game. It is Dark Souls.
Nowadays, if you ever play a third-person action adventure that is difficult, people call it Dark Souls. I would probably call this closer to Neo than Dark Souls, based off pacing. Like, it's a more fast-paced game.
Neo or Neo?
Neo. Nioh.
It's also Neo a Dark Souls game?
No, it's really not. Again, it's a third-person action game that is very difficult, and people call it Souls-like as a result, but it's not. That rant over. And anyway, so Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, you are there to kill chaos. You play as a guy named Jack Garland, and that surname will mean things to people. Well, the surname will mean things to people who play Final Fantasy.
I just find that fucking hilarious that Mr. Edgelord's name is fucking, a word that
Jack.
Means like a bunch of... No, isn't a garland like a bunch of flowers, like a bouquet of flowers?
Oh, yes, but it's also spelled differently, I think. But Garland is like one of the surnames that frequently comes up in Final Fantasy.
Whatever.
Anyway, he's there with his bros Jed and Ash, who are just generic NPC guys. Yeah, Jed. And they're there to kill chaos. They appear at this tower. You go explore. You bash things. It is a fast-paced, difficult action RPG. It has the job system, though. You get to unlock... Yeah, you have the jobs from the Final Fantasy games. You start the game with Pugilist, Swordsman, and... duelist, something they call it. duelist, I think they call it, but it's basically a rogue type. And then as you play through, you unlock more. You unlock your mage, you unlock your lancer. Is that all I've unlocked at this? That may be all I have at the moment. So I've been playing mostly pugilist and you get to like equip 2 of them, and you can swap between them on the fly mid combos and stuff while fighting monsters, and you level them up, and you can mix and match abilities, much like any Final Fantasy game with the job system.
Awesome.
Enemies drop loot. Very. Yeah, what's up? You're saying?
I saw this video clip on Twitter, and I wondered if this was what you were playing after you were talking about being an edgelord in Final Fantasy. I'm like, hang on, I saw a clip. I didn't know where it was from. And there was a guy named Jack in it.
Yep, it's it. It's that game. It's that game.
Yep, where he says bullshit, pulls out a phone and starts playing
bullshit,
music.
pulls out his phone, starts playing edgelord music. Yes,
and then
that's
walks
actually
out.
a cutscene. That's a cutscene I witnessed today playing that demo after beating the first boss. And then he walks out, and everyone else walks out, and then he turns off his music and continues the conversation there. It was fucking weird. This is not a game I'm going to be going to for deep and intricate storytelling. It's a game I'm going to for fun, bullshit, fast-paced combat, looting because the enemies drop loot very quickly. It is a bit like Neo in that regard, where it's like fast combat, ridiculous combat, and
I think he's an incel.
Probably, yeah. But here's the thing, right now. Minor spoilers for the demo, so if you care about it, be careful. But
It says
the end of the first,
and then listens to Linkin Park.
at that point, no. So that woman appears after you beat the first boss, who looks very much like the first boss from Final Fantasy 1, might I add. And basically, you beat them, and then it turns into her, and then she gives that whole spiel, and you get the bullshit, and then she ends up joining the group anyway, because you 3 are the Warriors of Light. And she's like, well, you realize the Legends had 4 Warriors of Light, right? I only see 3 of you, and then she joins you.
Okay.
It's a whole
that solves
thing.
that query.
Yep, problem solved.
Wow.
I'm going to be your 4th one. She also kind of has gone, chaos isn't a thing that exists. I tried to become chaos so that heroes could then come and beat me. It didn't work.
Because that turns me on.
As I said, the story doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It doesn't make any sense, I don't care. I had so much fun playing the game that I am buying this day one.
It sounds like the plot of that game is pretty chaotic.
Yay. Well, they did release a new trailer, and Square Enix weren't too happy about the I'm here to kill chaos memes, so they actually danced around the word chaos in the English version of the new trailer.
Did they just bust out the thesaurus? I'm here to murder disorder.
Possibly.
I'm here to homicide unrest.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing the demo. I didn't finish the second demo because it is a difficult game. It does have multiple difficulty modes. Like, it's actually got a casual mode, a story mode difficulty, a casual difficulty that's easier than that. I was playing it on normal, and then they got a hard mode, and I've spent probably half hour to 40 minutes just stuck on that first boss on normal. So it's definitely a me game in that regard, and it's just scratching that itch for like a looter action RPG without me having to dig back to the Activision Blizzard well of Diablo. So I am really keen for this game, and on top of that, I believe that's coming out in like March or something. Let me check on that one.
I mean,
it just says 2022. That's unhelpful. Okay, but that means that hopefully by the time I've finished Elden Ring, this will be out and ready to go. Okay. So I do have one criticism of it though. I was getting frame rate drops. Not enough chaos. Okay, 2 criticisms. But I was hitting frame rate drops playing it on my PS5. I believe the demo is only for PS5. The fact that there are frame rate drops while running it on that, I mean, they did say it's a beta. And I'll believe that they are. Like, it has slightly changed from the first demo in terms of like your AI now does more things. They don't do good things, but they actually do things. And bits of it were a bit smoother and stuff like that. Graphics are shinier, that kind of stuff. The tutorials have been rejigged a little bit, not enough to make sense, but a bit better than they were. So hopefully that's just something that's going to be ironed out. Because if it's if it is still kind of that frame ratey on console, then I'd want to buy it on PC. But on PC, it's Epic exclusive, and I mean, when I try to log into the Epic Game Store, it's 50-50 on whether I'll even be able to log in successfully. So,
Yep.
Regardless, it's a good time. I'm looking forward to it in the dumbest of ways. It's cool.
Very nice.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
You want to talk about your thing, Mrs. L, even though I don't have a thingy for it?
I played Yakuza Like a Dragon because I talked about on our
Hey.
PAX episode how I downloaded it because it's on Xbox Game Pass. And those of you in the Inconsolables Discord will see that I was like, I don't know if I like this turn-based combat. And honestly,
All right.
I almost put it down forever because I like spectacle fighters. Because they're all like, you can pick up things and hit people with it. And it's like, how? I can't even fucking move my character! So...
You don't need to move your character to throw things at people.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you have to
you do what it
move
is.
so you're near the item so you can pick it up and
So
throw it.
is it tactics turn-based and you can pick where you're standing then? Or then
It is completely random.
you've got to wait for them
move
to
around.
walk near something, and it's like a quick time
wait
event.
for them. Yeah, and then you have to
Oh,
press the
okay.
attack button when you're near
Oh.
something to attack. So,
That reminds me of
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13. You know, the worst one.
yeah, it's
Oof.
like that. But
Yikes.
I almost put it down. But I picked it up because I was kind of interested. And if you've ever played a Yakuza story, like the first few hours is just intense storyline. It's just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. And they made me care about Ichiban.
I mean,
My
I heard that it was
sweet
very
summer
good for that.
child. Now I have to play it because I have to know what's going on.
I do
And I
keep
hate
seeing
it
little.
so much for that.
I do keep seeing little clips of it, and it looks batshit insane, especially when you get to like the summons and stuff. But like, I haven't played it yet. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not too far in, so I don't classify this as a spoiler, but somehow we've ended up homeless, and we're living with homeless people, and one of the things you have to do is collect cans for money, and you have a tricycle, and you gotta like go on your little bicycle and pick up
God.
cans, and you can pick up a speed boost, and if you ram into somebody else, you can collect their cans. But you got to get back in time because they won't wait around for you to trade your cans for eco points, which you can trade in eco points for food.
Right.
And
So
the-
it seems like it's kept the batshit insane spirit of Yakuza then.
yeah, and like
Yeah, okay.
some of the moves are great. Like so my new party member is they call him a bum. He's a bum. And one of his moves is to scatter beans on somebody, and then the pigeons come and attack him.
Oh my god.
So
That's
Release
amazing.
the pigeons.
release the pigeons!
Pigeon party!
So it has kept, like, I really enjoyed Kiwami 2, which had Kiryu, and I like that character, but he's just so serious, all the time serious, man. Whereas Ichiban's like the
Dog.
fucking, yeah, he's a lovable goof. At first I was like, oh my god, why am I playing this stupid idiot kid? But the story dragged it out so much that it's like, now I have feelings and I don't like it.
That's not fair. They cheated.
They cheated.
Yeah.
They gave me feelings. But
Yeah,
I mean,
fair enough.
Yakuza's all about giving you the feelings so you play their
Yeah.
game and you know the story. So I'm enjoying that. Hopefully I finish this one, unlike I didn't finish Kiwami 2. I got bored.
Fair enough. I was wondering though, like with your issue with the turn-based combat, is it because it's just such a change from the rest of Yakuza, or is it just that you're not into turn-based? Because I seem to recall you loving Persona, and that was entirely turn-based.
Yeah, it is similar to Persona, but the thing is, it's going to be the same thing. Persona's storyline is why you play the game. If it didn't have turn-based, it probably would be better. But I think with Yakuza, I'm used to, like the other games I played 0 and 2, Kiwami 2. I like the spectacle fighter feel. It's like if Devil May Cry turned around to be a turn-based, it would be like, what the
Yeah.
It was unexpected.
From what I understand, the director was really into Dragon Quest and had been wanting to do a turn-based game for a very long time. And so I've just kind of made that connection of it's called Like a Dragon. I'm like Dragon Quest?
Like a Dragon
They actually,
Quest.
this is not a spoiler, they make so many references to Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
That makes
it's
so much sense.
It's like a known thing.
Because Ichiban talks about how he wants to be a hero like in Dragon Quest.
Oh, there you go.
And they make mentions of like, you remember when you played Dragon Quest and there's a party and everybody brings different things to the table?
And it's like the answer is no, I've never played Dragon Quest. I don't remember. Oh dear, that's brilliant. I think it was the director has left the company now. That's like a thing that happened this week.
No,
I'm not sure if that was I remember that was a thing. I'm not sure if it was the director. I know there were like 2 people related to doing the Yakuza games who've actually like moved on just this week.
Oh, actually, yes, I did see something along those lines. Which is a shame.
Yeah. That's a shame, but if they're off to do other things, then... I also saw a photo that was like, look at this guy where he came from and where he is now, because it was like he'd done Monkey Ball as well. So there's like this photo from years and years ago, and he just like looks super, super dorky, and then there's like a much more recent photo, and he's sitting on like a golden throne with 2 hot Japanese women with him. And it's just this great juxtaposition of like then versus now. I'll see if I can dig it up.
That's funny.
But, so annoyed. I'm looking at the Far Shore Metacritic, and people are giving it 9s. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that? I've got literally the lowest score.
Because I was listening to you talking about it, and like you're saying it's boring as shit, whatever. And it's that everything you said was the impression I got from all the trailers. I'm like, this is going to be the most boring thing on the planet.
I don't know if it's just me, but like as soon as something's like bland, I immediately go like, I want to give it a 3. Because it's just like, if I'm bored playing a game, like you have to have done something really bad to have like completely lost my interest. I actually tried to give it a 3 and I got knocked back, and I was just like, actually, that's probably fair. But at the same time, like, anyway. So I thought I would bring up the fact that I played The Artful Escape, because I played that like a week and a bit ago, but I forgot to talk about
remember.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel bad about that. But I played the game, and it looks really pretty, and it sounds really pretty, and it's on Game Pass, so you should play it.
Yeah.
Hopefully people have already played it. If you haven't played it, pause, go play it. Okay. I had issues with the game. Support Australian developers. I'm gaslighting everyone. It's like, I think generally it's really good. It's just like the gameplay is just very like bleh, you know? So like the story's cool. The visuals, I mean, for fuck's sake, of course, they're cool. I mean, they're a bit like, you know, like paper puppet shit. But like it's it there's so many fucking bright, overly saturated colors and shit. Like it's hard to not be like very excited about that. But the gameplay is just like there's like nothing to it. It's like
this is wild to watch you play.
It's like the platforming's answer to like a walking sim. Like it's just, I mean, the thing that's of course completely hilarious is that I can say these 2 statements, which is that it is completely piss easy and there's absolutely no reason that you should die at any point, and also that I died a fucking lot. Not a lot, but like, you know, there were definitely points where I was just like, oh, I don't know. Because the thing is, you kind of get a little bit lost in like, oh man, I've got a guitar and I'm really cool. And then you're like, oh fuck, I was not supposed to use my boost then. Because like you can jump and do like a dash in the air where you kind of like play a guitar.
Sure.
And then you can be like, oh shit, wait, I've got a like gap to go. I was too busy like living out the fantasy of being cool and playing guitar on another planet. And also there were a couple of points where it was just a bit confusing. So the actual story is you're playing as Francis Vendetti, who is like the nephew of the other one that's named Vendetti, who isn't talked about a lot in the plot. Well, he's talked about a lot in the plot, but not by his specific name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because the whole idea is like Francis is like a up-and-coming musician, but everybody has this expectation of like who he is going to be based on the work of his uncle, who is a folk singer. And he is basically kind of going like, okay, I need to develop my own persona and stuff. And then like one day, like an alien comes to his house and it's just like, so we need you to like play the tour for this thing. We need you to like be the opening act for this thing. And you just go on like this really crazy like tour of the galaxy and shit. And you're playing for like, it is so fucking out there. So I will very much say, you know, like if you're into games for like story and presentation, you can totally get on that. But yeah, the gameplay just it is mostly just kind of move to the right, jump occasionally. There'll be like kind of boss fights in which you're just kind of doing Simon Says, which is a bit meh.
Oh, okay.
One thing that kind of annoyed me is like they have occasionally mechanics where you can play individual notes, but they don't have it throughout the whole thing. Because usually they'll just have like hold X to strum. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm really into that. But when you've been like strumming for 5 hours and all the strumming is like the
same riff over.
It's not. It isn't. It isn't the same riff over and over and over. But it's once again one of those things where it's like very exciting and very dynamic and everything. But when it's very exciting and very dynamic for like 5 hours of you holding down the X button, like it's like, oh, okay, this is boring. Which is why I like the single notes, because the single notes you can at least kind of have like a sense of like, oh yeah, I'm the one who's like crafting the melody, man. Even if it is like very tightly controlled and stuff. So like, admittedly, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or not previously. I feel like I did, but like I did kind of ruin it because I was like, I'm going to take the piss out of this and called myself like, you know, Dick Balls 69420 penis stick. Yeah. 69420. And that was hilarious. And then I made the horrible mistake of then getting invested in this character, because then I had like this really, you know, I had like this fucking amazing outfit. Like you get to choose your outfit at the very end, and I made him all like purple and yellow because I think that's a really cool aesthetic. And then like at the very, you know, and I was just like, yeah, this looks awesome. And then like they'd be like, here's a way you can kind of like pose and show off your thing, and it would be like, you know, welcome penis stick 69420. Like, yeah. God. So that was kind of infuriating, because that's the thing, and like a lot of it is based on like, oh yeah, you're making your own persona, so you know, some of the most pivotal moments will be like, I'm not Francis, I'm penis stick 69420. I was just like, fucking Christ, why did I make that decision? So like it does hilariously undercut the fucking story, but it just upset me by the end. I felt like, you know, the developers would probably be like watching the stream being like, yeah, that's what you get for fucking taking the piss out of it, you asshole. Just like, yeah, I kind of got what I deserved there. God, it's I mean,
Wrecked.
So yeah, it's this thing where it's like generally a good game, but there's also like zero challenge whatsoever. It's just keep moving to the right. So I don't know, maybe they could have like added a little bit there, but I mean at the same time it also looks really pretty, so I don't know, very pretty.
Fair enough. I couldn't find that Yakuza dude image, unfortunately. I'm upset.
What? Okay,
the one I mentioned before. Anyway, I played Final Fantasy 14.
Oh boy!
Yay! I finished Shadowbringers.
Yes, nice.
Oh
I finished the post Shadowbringers content.
Yay!
So I'm like MSQ complete, ready to go for Endwalker now. And then beyond that, I've been trying to do the Boja stuff. Basically, my end game relic weapon. I have hit an absolute brick wall of progression for that, because for the next stage on that one, I need to collect 15 time-worn artifacts. Those artifacts are either a guaranteed drop if I do the Delubrum, which is a Boja-related alliance raid. Problem is, you get 3 for successful completion of that raid. Problem is, aside from, queuing for a 24-person raid being a nightmare at Australian hours on a US server, the other side of it is, because it's related to Boja, when you die in Boja, you lose the Boja-specific... Yes. Now, you lose Boja-specific experience. That extends to the raid, and the raid is difficult enough that when I did it the one time I needed to for progression, I spent more time dead than alive. So... I'm going to lose so much XP. The other way of getting the relics you need is by doing Palace of the Dead. So I've been grinding the fuck out of Palace of the Dead. I've done heaps of it, and I've gotten exactly 3 of these artifacts because the drop rate is awful. Palace of the Dead is basically roguelike Final Fantasy XIV. So, I'm enjoying it.
I like Palace. I'll play with you.
I've been upgrading my weapons for Palace. I do want to try and do the 200 floor. I want to try and do the 200 floor solo run on Palace, but you don't do that until you've maxed out your gear for Palace because it has its own specific stuff. I'm about halfway through that process at the moment, but because I've been doing Palace from level 50 onwards, I've also been getting nice loots that I can just throw onto the auction house and make a bit of dollary doos out of. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in that. And beyond that, I'm leveling up my crafting and gathering because screw you all, I want to level up everything to 80, including the crafting and gathering. And it annoys Shay, so I'm focusing on that before I level up anything useful. So
this game's been out for a while, so we can talk. I have feelings about the end of Shadowbringers.
Yeah, and
what did you think?
I would be careful because I see Megapol in my chat who hasn't reached there yet, and is currently in that process. we can have that chat offline. We can have that chat offline. But the ending to Shadowbringers hasn't ended with those credits. You've got 2 more patches of MSQ that'll actually tie up that. So keep pushing. You've got two more patches of content that'll tie up Shadowbringers, and then you've got like 3 or 4 patches of stuff that'll start setting up Endwalker. So yeah, you're not done.
Back on that grind.
Yeah, been a little bit vague on that, but for good reason. Anyway, don't worry, B. We're stopping there. You don't need to mute.
It's all good.
Deltarune.
I played Deltarune. Yeah, I played it on stream, and I got all the way to the final boss, and then I was like, I'm too tired, and then stopped.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely messing with the formula a bit, which I like. Keeping things fresh. I mean, interesting ending. I don't know where the fuck they're going, but I don't know. I mean, it was cool. It's kind of very classic like Undertale stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to fucking say about it. Like it's good Undertale shit. You should totally get on it. Don't spoil things for other people. And now it's cyber stuff now instead of playing cards and shit, and they're adding to the lore and stuff, and
yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I played lots of other tiny things, but like not enough. I'll talk about them next week.
Fair enough.
The only one thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if we can talk about it, is we played.
We can't. So you should have said it on the public thingy.
Now I'm going to have to edit it out of the YouTube.
Yeah, and also now the entire Twitch chat has got to be given NDAs and shit. No, we can't.
You can edit the audio version this week, Mrs. L.
Maybe you should have asked me first. Jeez.
I put it in the thing.
Where?
Under my name.
In the document. It's in the document.
I wasn't checking the document. Why are you checking the document while we're...
I look at it while I'm doing things.
Yeah, but you could have put it in earlier. So
all right, enough bickering.
I could have done the current topic.
Children!
Put your things in there.
Children!
Fucking children me, you little shit.
He starts smacking his ruler. Do you want me to get my axes? I have no idea. I have look. The jury's out whether I'm still able to throw them accurately. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Oh my god! I saw the best thing. Speaking of that, sorry. Side note, I have to say it. Somebody, I think it was Slaw, actually put it in my Discord. Imagine if there was a necromancer in Lord of the Rings. It's like, I'm gonna go avenge my brother, and it's like, you have my axe, you have my bow, you have your brother, says the necromancer. Yep.
Very good.
Yep, seen that one a few times.
Good.
All right, let's hit our final segment. I did jump forward on the topic thing, and we don't appear to have a thing for it, so whoops. Also, I just broke everything as far as my topic image goes. Oh, there it is.
Right.
There's one.
Good work.
I think it got ordered in the wrong place. Anyway, yeah, why is this a thing? I have one. Sammy apparently has
many. I probably have the one that you have. Is that the Windows one?
No.
Oh, interesting.
So this is a little bit older. I had this planned for last week, and then I took the week off. So yes. So I'm just going to read this tweet out verbatim. It's a tweet from Abandoned America.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it just mirrors my feelings on this. Lindsay Lohan NFT Fursona Grift. I whispered softly to no one in particular as the last drops of my melted brain dribbled out of my ear onto my shirt collar.
Is this a story, or are you just reading out a tweet?
That's a tweet I read. But that matches my feelings on the matter. Lindsay Lohan is actually involved in an NFT Fursona grift. That's a thing.
Is it
Lindsay
an actual
Lohan
grift, or is it?
I mean, it's NFTs, therefore it's a grift.
Well,
so
that depends on who you ask.
It's NFTs, therefore it's a grift.
Wow.
Basically, Lindsay Lohan has a Fursona that's being sold as an NFT.
Well,
she
that's
said
slavery,
it's official.
Isn't it?
I don't.
It's sex slavery.
Work. I get. Furries aren't always sex related.
Okay, that's
why do you keep coming back to that? Why do you keep coming back to that?
It's slavery.
Sex.
Anyway,
slavery,
she said the first NFT that the Canine Cartel is minting for their collection. There's a Lindsay Lohan Fursona that's an NFT.
What kind of dog is she?
It's so terrible quality, though.
Yeah, it's also not a good drawing.
Oh God.
I mean, aside from the fact that
12-year-old did it.
Aside from the fact that with like NFTs, you don't get to own the art. You own a receipt that says that you bought it.
Poison my Google history.
Yeah, you can poison your Google history on this one because I've got it in like a Facebook group. There you go, Mrs. L's got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's not particularly well drawn, and aside from that, it's also an NFT. So it's grift on grift on grift. I mean, what's Lindsay Lohan done acting wise in the last ever since like Transformers or whatever?
Like,
right?
I know we can make fun
Was that
of
her?
her. And
No,
stuff.
that was Megan Fox.
She's actually done some cool shit recently.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, unfortunately, is going through a lot of shit with drug and substance abuse.
That explains the NFT then. Okay.
Well,
there we go. Now there's a logical
That's a little
line.
tasteless.
I'm sorry.
But I think she's undergoing something similar that Britney just got out of, something to do with
the force, whatever.
Yeah.
I was about to say force.
I was about to say arbitration, but that's not the word.
God damn it! Conservatorship.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, there's like a weird NFT grift going on over there, and that's a phrase that Lindsay Lohan NFT Fursona grift is a phrase I never thought I would hear, let alone utter.
I mean, you didn't know what many of those words were like 10 years ago, but sure.
Well, yes. I mean, I knew what Fursona was 10 years ago. I knew who Lindsay Lohan was 10 years ago. NFTs weren't a thing 10 years ago, thankfully. Simpler times.
All right, what do you got for us? One. She's done so many NFTs.
Okay, I didn't look any further into this. Oh, God.
She even did a single. She dropped a single as an NFT.
Okay.
Let's move on with our lives.
Anyway.
Sam, what do you got?
That's a choice. All right, I got a bunch. So I might as well start off with the one that I kind of spoiled earlier. Windows 11 launched with a fucking NFT for some reason.
Oh,
what?
It's just kind of sad. That's just a thing that happened.
Windows
they're launching
11
with an
NFT?
NFT. That's the thing they're doing. There is a clock app that's coming to the Switch for $10.
Okay.
Cool, to go with the
Wait,
calculator
$10 for the
app.
clock?
$10. A lot of money for something that's literally, if you look
Already
like
built in.
in the fucking thing.
With that $10, just go buy a physical clock and hang it on your wall.
Yeah, this one
you
I'm
can
just.
buy a watch for $10.
Yeah, but
And
can you
still
can
buying
you
a
buy
physical clock and
watch
hanging it on
that's
your wrist, I guess.
inside your Switch? Link in this in Discord. Nintendo got caught being horny on main. So that's
I saw that one. Yep.
So it's literally just Snake looking at Samus Aran, looking at the gooch. And this is for a nice wholesome children's video game company for Christians only. But the last one that I'd left, I just love because it's such a hilarious little dunk. So Google is dealing with antitrust cases in the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dealing with accusations essentially that their company uses unfair tactics to direct users to the Google search engine. So they responded to this claim by saying that users choose Google over their competitors. It's not like some, unfair practice. And they cited, to back this up, they cited the fact that the most common Bing search is Google. In a fucking antitrust thing.
Oh, no.
And I'd also like to just give a shout out to the writer, Zach Zwiesen, especially for the ending to this article, which is, while Google dominates the search engine marketplace so much that it is being sued over it, the tech giant continues to struggle to find footing in the video game industry. Its ill-conceived video game streaming service Stadia continues to stick around, but is yet to set the world on fire. Meanwhile, about half the people reading this blog just remembered Bing exists. Fucking
Lovely.
roasted. Very good. Very good.
Lovely.
It is very good.
Something we managed to completely gloss over and ignore?
What?
Last Smash character got announced.
Oh, yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
It wasn't Waluigi, therefore...
Fuck you, Nintendo!
Why is it Sora?
It makes sense.
Because it was voted for. People voted for it. And they didn't deliver on it until now.
There was a vote?
Like ages ago, like years ago. I was fucking like weirded out because I literally was like, oh, what for again? And then I looked it up and was like, oh, this is the first time. So my response was less of a, oh my God, Sora, and more of a, wait, you didn't fucking do this already? This thing's been going for years. You just blanked on that one? Okay.
Yeah, apparently the vote was in 2016. Jeez.
Yeah, it's fucking ages ago. They didn't
That's intense.
Reveal.
Thanks, Megapollen. That's no justice for Waluigi, and I am sad. Also, I didn't watch the trailer, but someone pointed out bullet points of what happened in the trailer, and it seems very much like it's going to be there's fire and swords and stuff, and there's swords put for the Sony, and it's a keyblade. It's like a bait and switch on it possibly being Solaire, because it's like, it's a fire and there's a sword, and come on.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, bastard. I would have started playing Smash again if it was Solaire.
Would you?
For how long, though?
15 minutes.
Yeah,
but that's 15 minutes more than I'd have played it now, Anyway, thank you for watching our silly podcast. It's going to come out on the YouTube and on the all the podcasty things on Tuesday. So if you've missed parts of that, go check that shit out. Where can people find yous, Mrs. L?
You can catch me in the Windows trash can when I get deleted from this podcast.
Fucking what?
What? Why did you delete?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Just my slip earlier. But anyway, what game we played?
I guess I'll find it when editing. Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead then. That's fine.
So you can find me on Twitch and Twitter.
It's you in shop, not me.
On MRSLLANTE. Yay!
Yeah, right, Sammy.
You can find me on this Twitch that I'm here at now. Hi. What's up?
Yeah, but for the audios later, man.
Yeah, you can. Oh wait, that scene's broken. I'm just gonna go back to another one. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. It's SammyD, SammyD. The spelling's down there. You can figure it out if you
Oh yeah, I have the screen.
video. And if you can't, if you're doing this on audio, just look down and like you'll find it eventually.
That's what he said.
Wow. Okay. You'll find the link to my Twitch and Twitter.
You can find me with my head buried in my hands.
But where are your hands?
Probably resting on my keyboard. That's all I
are
seem to do
your
nowadays. Anyway, Twitter, Twitch, Calgar, Kalgar. That's a thing, and I guess we'll catch his next week. That's
gotta
the
catch
whole
chaos.
Thing.
Don't be afraid to catch feels.
Don't catch feels. Play Yakuza to catch feels, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a thing. All right. That's the end of the stream. I guess we're gonna go like raid GenerOZity because we
can.
That was a woo.
Go on.
A joint woo.
Are you okay?
Collaborative woo.
What are you talking about?
I'm rating GenerOZity now at the end of the stream before I get more confused. So thank you all for spending the evening here. And again, if you've missed any of the pod, it will the audio and full video will be out on Podchasers and YouTube in a couple of days. So catch y'all there.
Bye.
See ya, fuckers.
Oh dear.
Are you having a stroke there for a sec?
Raising.
Love you too, Elevate.
No.